What do you do if you're in an emergency situation and you need emergency funds and you happen to not have had any savings? Well, hopefully you were smart enough to actually have those savings prepared, whether it's $1,000 or $500 or $5,000. But what if you don't? And that's what I want to talk about today. What if you don't? What else can you do? Well, there's a number of things you could do. You could quickly try to sell some things around your house, something that you don't use. But usually used items around the house don't go for a lot of money unless it's something that's high value. One thing that I would think about, and listen to the very end, because there's a number of different advantages to doing this, and the process I'm going to walk you through might be slightly different than what you've thought about before, because there's a couple of points near the end that might help clarify some of the issues that might be different than how you usually hear this. The fix for this, especially if you don't have that emergency fund set up already, is to use something called a credit card. A credit card or a personal line of credit is a very helpful tool to be used in an emergency situation because you have quick access to a lot of cash, especially if you have decent credit and you have a credit card available to you or some sort of personal line of credit. The downside with credit cards is that you have high interest rates. And unless you want to be paying tons of money for that interest, I would pay that credit card off as soon as possible within that month. When that bill comes due, pay it down. The problem is, though, is that you have to pay it down. And if you're in an emergency situation and if you don't have any funds ready to go, you have to find a job quick to pay it down. Now, you might have a full-time job and you might be able to work overtime. You can cut out a few other things out of your life and work overtime and make some extra money to pay off that card that month. But I'm going to suggest one other way that, like I was telling before, this is a side hack that I would be working towards, and actually I am working towards this, to bring in another stream of income. You see, I have my full-time job, but I also have another stream of income. I happen to have something called real estate to help me out. It's a side business. But I'm thinking about trying to get into another side business as well, something more portable, something online. So that's where I'm at right now in my life, is creating a third stream of income in my life, something online. And I'm building that out right now. So I'm just maybe a little bit farther ahead than you are on this. But I would encourage you to think about what could you do as a side gig to bring in that second or third stream of income, probably second in your situation. How can I bring in just a few extra dollars every month to help pay off that emergency credit card that you've been using? All right. So I'm going to tell you about why I think this side gig that we talk about is a digital side gig or a side gig that's online, why I think it's so important. The reason why I like the side gig with some sort of online product, online company, you're working for somebody remotely, is so important is because it has an attribute as being portable. It's a portable side gig. You can go anywhere in the country and almost anywhere in the world. People call them digital nomads, where they can go anywhere and live. So what you can do is you can arbitrage the amount you're making with your side gig and live at a lower cost of living area. So you're not paying as much for housing, for food, for whatever. So with this side gig, with this digital side gig, it's portable. You can go anywhere in the world as long as you have internet access. Now, if you want to ramp up, let's say you have some sort of big bill that comes along, you can ramp up, pay off that credit card fast. Now, hopefully, once you start ramping this up, hopefully during that time, hopefully before this actually, but if it takes this event, this emergency event to do this, hopefully from here on out, you start thinking about your emergencies better. Like, how do you put money somewhere in some sort of account where you can still be making money off it, such as like a high interest savings account where you're making 4, 5, 6% interest off that, especially at the time of this recording. You could be making quite a bit of money just by having your money there available for quick access to pay off some sort of whatever, for some sort of emergency situation. Let's say you have a car that has some sort of tire that gets blown out. Well, you have to replace that. Well, if you have $0 sitting around, you can use your credit card. That should be for backup. Hopefully you have that emergency fund. But a credit card is available for you. It gives you at least 30 days. And if you just pay the minimum or some part of the bill off the credit card, you can pay the high interest. It might be better than nothing, obviously. But I would pay that off within 30 days. And how to do that is like go back before, get that side gig. If you have that side gig, you can ramp it up. And now when you ramp it up, now you can ramp it up even after that and start bringing in extra money. And the whole idea with this side gig is hopefully you're ramping up to the point where you're making as much money as what you're making now at your current job. In fact, my goal with my side gig is to make more than what I'm making at my job. I am presently at that stage with real estate, and I want to do that now with a side gig, a portable side gig online. So I'm right in front of you here. We're working together here. If you like this idea, tell me about down below what your thoughts are about it. Tell me some other ideas. Tell me your experiences. Have you done this before? And how did you pay off that credit card in those emergency situations? What processes or what steps did you do? What problems did you run into? Do you have any other ideas or any other ways of doing this? Feel free to like and subscribe and follow for more content like this.